Hey all, it's Miss Gigi, your Sunday vlogger. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for watching the channel. Like, it's been absolutely phenomenal, the response that we've got from this channel. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're enjoying. As I said, my name is Miss Gigi, aka Gigi 2007 band star, and I am your Sunday vlogger. And this week's topic is pre-op worries. And let me tell you, I had a list as long as my arm. Literally what I did was I just got myself an A4 sheet of paper, and I just wrote every single question that I had. And I was just like on a research mission, you know, just like trying to find the answer, speaking to people who had it done, just whatever I could do possible. So some of my questions were, like, would the anaesthetic work? Mainly about the operation. I was thinking, like, I'm a big girl. Like, would I really be put asleep, or like, would they just put me half asleep and then I wake up, or would I feel it? And I was just thinking, what would my scars look like? The darker skin you are, then the more chance you've got of getting something called keloids, which is kind of like raised bumps or raised scars. Like, they all vary in degrees. But I was thinking, what would my scars look like? How big would they be? Pain. I don't do pain. I was thinking, like, would I wake up in agony? Just like, I don't do pain. I was like, they best give me some like strong painkillers. I was like, what would I be able to eat after the surgery? How much could I really eat? Would I miss all of my favourite foods? Do you know what? Questions. I just had question after question after question. But I could go on and speak for ages about them all, but I'm time limited. So the ones I'm going to focus on for now is mainly about, you know, telling my family, the operation and the scarring. Telling family and friends. I have not told many people about my surgery, and the main reason is because people were just so negative. And I found that people were negative because they didn't really understand, and when you was trying to explain to them, they just didn't want to hear it. And a lot of people get Lapband mixed up with gastric band. Lapband or gastric band mixed up with gastric bypass. So people just kind of like tend to think that they're the same thing. But I was trying to explain to people, and they just wasn't having it. No, it's so dangerous. You could die on the operating table and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, they were just like really really negative. And I'm the kind of person, I'm not a negative person. It's all about, you know, positivity, just getting out there, doing your thing, doing the best you can do. And negative people bring you down. They really do. If you sit there and you're around negative people, you start to think like them, you start to act like them, and you know what, that is just not me in any way, shape or form. So I said to myself, listen, I'm doing this for me. And another thing I found is it's very easy for other people to comment and to judge, especially if they've never had a problem with their weight before. And it was always the skinny ones or anyone who'd never had a weight issue that always had the first thing to say, oh, it's so dangerous. But when you're actually in the shoes of someone who has been battling with weight for the majority of your life, you know that it's not an easy thing to do. Come on, you are actually deciding to have an operation to help you deal with your weight. That is nothing to be taken lightly. There were points I was thinking, what am I doing? Am I really going to have an operation just to help me to lose weight? It's like, that is crazy. Are you sure this is what you want to do? Even I was just getting doubts in myself. And that's what I was saying, that when you get around negative people, they put all your negative thoughts on you. So just like, do you know what? Forget you. I have to focus on me. I'm the one who has to live in this body on a day-to-day basis. You don't know all the things that I go through. And I just had to say, I'm doing this for me. And the Lapband is the right option. And another thing that people actually fail to forget is, although there are risks with the operation, there are risks with you being obese or you being at the size that you are. All the health issues like diabetes, issues like with your mobility, issues with blood pressure. There's so many health issues. There are actually probably more negatives, health issues, actually being obese and being larger than what there are for you to actually go through the operation. So that's another thing that people actually forget about, and that's something that they should like really consider. That's what I mean, like, about negative people. They're like, oh, the operation, oh, blah 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 blah. You're at more risk staying the size you are, or even like getting even bigger by not actually doing something about it. For, you know, many years, not even months. I researched this for years. and I just went ahead and done it. But yeah, my main fears were operations, because I'd never had an operation in my life, not even any little minor ones, nothing whatsoever. So as I said, my fears were really kind of like about the anesthetic and being put to sleep, and would they be able to put me to sleep? But I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But my head was just spinning. But as I said, I spoke to as many people as I could, got as much information as I could, and that really helped settle me. And also, I'm a born again Christian, and my faith really helped me to get through this. I just got on my knees and I prayed, and I was like, God, help me. Is this the right thing I should be doing? Blah, 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 blah. And I was speaking to this other lady. I can't remember what her name was, but I think I met her like through a forum, and she just told me this one scripture. I will put it here for you, right here now. Yep, that was the scripture, and it just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, just all the fear, everything just went for me. I was just like, yes, I'm doing the right thing. I'm gonna like make this work for me. I know that it's not gonna be easy, but I will persevere and I will get there and I will make it in the end. And you know what, that scripture just settled me. It, like, all my worries, all my fears just went away. Even when I was going down to the operating theatre, I had another girl who was getting operated with me. She was like, oh my gosh, blah 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 blah. And you know what, I was just calm. I was sat there talking to my sister, just like reading. I was like catching joke. I was laughing as they wheeled me down to the operating theatre. I was just totally calm, like I was just going for like a stroll in the park. I had no fear whatsoever, no fear at all. Then they told me to go into the operating theatre, and it's like, oh, we're going to transfer you over to the thing, and I was going to slide me over from one bed to the other. I was like, no, it's alright, I can get up and I can do it myself. But yeah, that's kind of like my experience of the operation. But yeah, I did have so many questions, and everything went well and everything was fine. And also, like, on the scarring front, I was like a little bit apprehensive about that. As I said, like, the darker skinned you are, then the more prone you are to having something called keloids. And I'd really tried everywhere to try and find scars of like women of colour or black women who had had the operation, to see what their scarring looked like, but I never actually found any. So I was just like, oh, what will mine look like? Will they be all raised and stuff? But thank God, they look okay. One of them is slightly raised, but that is totally my own fault. I was scratching it and I was itching it. I couldn't help myself, so that one's slightly raised. But as for all the others, two of them have like totally disappeared, and I mean disappeared, you can't even see them, you can't even notice them. My port scar, you can see, one of them is slightly raised and the other one is little, but I'll include some pictures here for you. What other questions did I have? Yeah, just like about food and stuff. Like, what would I be able to eat? Although, like, you kind of told before the operation, like, and as everyone will know, the Lapband, everyone is so different. Some foods that some people can eat, other people can't eat, and vice versa. And even foods that I've been able to eat, I can no longer eat them now. So I was like a bit apprehensive about, oh, what foods can I eat, what foods can't I eat? But my approach to it was just try everything. Try everything. And even things that didn't work for me at first, I didn't totally rule them out of my diet. Like, later on, maybe a couple of months or even sometimes a couple of weeks, I'll go back and try it, and lo and behold, some things actually stay done. So for me, I think it's just about, you know, trying everything, having a variety of stuff, and it may work one day, it may not work another, but, you know, still try it and still give it a go. But for now, I'm going to end this video because I don't know how many minutes I've been talking for. But yeah, those were some of my pre-op questions that I had. Thank you very much for listening, and catch tomorrow's vlogger, Timothy.